If you are into motorsports or love cars, and you checked out this video about fantasy cars you wish existed, it wasn't by accident. I don't usually discuss luxury cars in my videos, but the car in this video is special as it comes from a luxury car maker. It's the Genesis X GR.3 concept race car, a fantasy GT3 car from the Gran Turismo 7 racing game. Although this car doesn't exist, there are reasons why this video does, as Genesis, a luxury brand of Hyundai, will soon venture on its journey into the world of motorsport. Genesis has surprised the racing community by announcing its entry into the top tier of sports car racing. On April 16, 2025, the Genesis Mega Racing team unveiled its stunning GMR-001 Hypercar, set to compete in the 2026 FIA World Endurance Championship and IMSA starting in 2027. The GMR-001 complies with LMDH regulations, featuring a chassis provided by Orca and powered by a twin-turbo V8 hybrid engine. This deal is a significant development as it marks the first time a Korean manufacturer has entered endurance racing in the top tier category. They'll be going head-to-head with major brands including Ferrari, Porsche, Cadillac, and many more. The Genesis Hypercar project is nothing short of extraordinary, catching nearly everyone off guard as it pursues this groundbreaking direction. So we know that this is real. However, what if Genesis were to develop a GT3 racer based on GT3 regulations and choose an appropriate name that captures a sense of performance while staying true to the Genesis brand? Well, this is why the Genesis X GR.3 car is here for discussion, as it looks fantastic. Essentially, the Genesis GR.3 car draws significant inspiration from the real-life Genesis X concept, which came out in 2021. It has a mix of G80 and G90 styling, but with a sporty two-door coupe twist in its appearance. What makes this car stand out is its mechanics. It features an existing powertrain from the Genesis G70, G80, and G90 models, which powers a twin-turbo 3.3-liter V6 known as the Lambda 2 RST GDI for high power and efficiency, designed by Hyundai and race-tuned to produce 515 horsepower and 483 pound-feet of torque at 3,000 RPM. Weighing around 1,300 kilograms or 2,866 pounds, the car sits on the heavier side but is still fast on straightaways, similar to the Bentley Continental GT3. Genesis collaborated with Gran Turismo to develop the GR.3 concept, exploring its future potential in motorsport and GT car design for the Gran Turismo game. The term Genesis GT signifies the brand's involvement in the Gran Turismo World Series and its Vision Gran Turismo concepts, which envision high-performance luxury racing vehicles. While it's good to hear that they are showing interest in real-world motorsport with the GMR Hypercar, the Genesis GR.3 remains accessible only to drive in the virtual world of racing. Therefore, the car's name fits within Gran Turismo's Group 3 category, which draws inspiration from real-world GT3 racing. So here's my take on this. At some point, Genesis will develop a GT3 racing car, but it won't be anytime soon, and I'm talking about a few years. The main issue is that creating a GT3 car is not feasible because Genesis doesn't yet have a two-door road car with a combustion engine. They only have the all-electric GT90 Coupe. For a GT3 car to be considered legitimate, it must have a homologated street-legal version that shares key features. Genesis will likely use their V6 engine in future two-door coupes. The brand aims to build its reputation through sports car racing, and if its hypercar program is successful, Genesis could invest in a GT3 program and stay involved in it. Let's go back in time for a minute. Before Hyundai launched Genesis as a separate luxury brand in 2015, they produced the Genesis Coupe from 2008 to 2016, an affordable sports car that remains memorable to many car enthusiasts. It was Hyundai's first attempt at creating a rear-wheel drive sports car. If you didn't know, there was a race car version called the Genesis Coupe GT, Unfortunately, it never got to compete. Assetto Motorsport, an Australian racing team, designed a versatile race car for the GT3 and GTE divisions with minimal modifications and cost effectiveness. Sadly, they were unable to obtain support from Hyundai for homologation, which is a requirement for those racing regulations, so the entire project ultimately got scrapped. Currently, Genesis has stated that their immediate priority lies in advancing their Hypercar prototype program. They have mentioned that in the future, they may explore studying GT3 regulations. That's why the Genesis X GR.3 was an idea to begin with, but it's only a fictional race car that only appears in the Gran Turismo game. We can only envision it as a real, homologated GT3 car. Still, for now, it remains just an idea showcasing their design language and performance vision, with no actual production model in sight. But let's say, for instance, they created a GT3 car that resembles this one, which has a lot of power but is a bit on the heavy side, even with weight reduction, because Genesis road cars are generally large. They would use an existing engine from its road cars, a twin-turbo V6, because it's more than capable of delivering high power, efficiency, and reliability on the road. It's great to see niche manufacturers like Genesis getting into endurance racing because it adds variety to the field. What's exciting is that the world of motorsports is evolving. With brands like Genesis stepping up, we can expect some fierce competition ahead with renowned manufacturers like Ferrari and Porsche. Additionally, the blending of virtual and real-world motorsport with concepts like the Genesis X GR.3 presents a peek into the future where anything is possible. Genesis will need to create a street-legal version first, which means we might have to wait a few more years. After all, every great car started as just an idea, and it's enthusiasts like us who drive the passion for performance and speed. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope you enjoy watching videos like this as much as I enjoy creating them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the very next one. Peace out and stay safe. Chris the Radar out.